Swayambhu Manu and ಯಾರೋ ಶತರೂಪ. They had Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti, and two more, Priyavrata and Uttamapada. 5 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಸ್ವಯಂಭೂ ಮನು. And from Uttamapada came Dhruva. And we'll not discuss about the daughters. Uttamapada and Priyavrata, these two are children of Manu. Manu is a ruler of one particular era. In the entire creation, Manvantara means he rules about 75 Yuga Chakra, cycles of those 4 yugas, is ruled by one Manu. So like that, Manu, here it is Swayambhu Manu. We are dealing with the Swayambhu Manu's Manvantara. At that time, there was Dhruva. We know how Dhruva did a lot of austerities. He was hurt by his father's behavior, stepmother's behavior. Then he goes and does a lot of austerities and gets back, and he becomes a pole star. That is his story. Then what happens is, in Dhruva's clan, Angiraja, so many people come. We have discussed that. Vena also comes in that. So there are good and bad, and so many about generations. Each generation is not hundreds of years, thousands of years, because those were the times when the lifespan was very, very long. In fact, they used to do penance for thousands of years. So that being the case. Now, what happens is Uttamapada will actually be ruling, and then after some time, after generations, Dhruva comes, and then we have discussed about Prachina Barhi and Prachetas. Nenpidya, Prachetas, Prachina Barhi, ella highly evolved spiritual people. And Narada keeps coming time and again, and to refresh them or to boost them, like that. And most of these people were, most of them, but in between there were generations which were not at all good. So, but majority were always like, they used to do lot of tapascharya and lot of austerities, and they used to devote themselves for realization. So after some time, there were nobody. So at that time, Manu was still there. So Manu approaches Priyavrata. Priyavrata is another son of his. When Uttamapada is ruling with Dhruva, then Dhruva comes, Angiraja comes, Vena comes, and Prachina Barhi, idella agbekadre, Priyavrata is doing tapascharya. He is least interested in taking over the kingdom. And Uttamapada was interested. So it was in the interest of both. So they started continuing. Now what happens is, after the Prachina Barhis, there is nobody. So Manu wants Priyavrata to take over. So many generations, and still he is alive. And he is doing tapas. So these people lived for many, many long years, And so Priyavrata, now what happens is, he approaches Priyavrata. Priyavrata comes, is sitting with Narada, discussing about spirituality. And Narada is actually son of Brahma, and he is his mentor. And they discuss very high level of discussions, wherein about Lord Vishnu. Bhagavad is full of bhakti, mostly bhakti mark. So, but through bhakti, they are acquiring knowledge also. How to live, how we have to give up the worldly pleasures and all that, and how to focus, basically, because they have already overcome their instincts. So that when they are discussing, Manu comes there and he tells, take over of that. So he says, Priyavrata is doing one Brahma Satra. Brahma Satra is deep meditation with Narada. He's doing a very, very high level of, just like Yajna, no? This is not Yajna, but it's a deeper level of highest concentration, continuous, just like how Dhruva did Tapashcharya for 6 months. So when he was doing that, his father comes and he requests him. Then he says, no, I'm not prepared to come back to the kingdom. I am already established. What is that worldly life, householder's life? I'm not interested. Then his father, Swayambhu Manu, approaches Brahma. Brahma himself comes, because this progeny and human mankind has to grow, has to sustain on this earth. So it should be led by people of high caliber, high who are spiritually advanced, who are having lot of uh, ability. So Priyavrata is already endowed with so much of spiritual knowledge that whatever he takes up, he is able to do it. Thinking this in mind, Brahma comes. How does Brahma come? He comes from Brahmaloka. We all know that um, there are different lokas. It can be dealt, as we have told earlier, in different dimensions. They do exist in our mind also. Right now, we are looking at the physical dimensions. That means, in reality, people were there on the earth, and Brahma descends to earth. Those were the days, those were the Manvantaras, when gods and goddesses used to keep coming. And Narada, always he was there. Kaliyuga, we have not seen Narada except in movies, ala. Narada Vijay anta cinema bandittala. So we see in movies, we don't see Narada, we don't know, we have not seen him. So Brahma comes. As he comes, he is accompanied and he is, uh, respected. All the Deva Devatas. He comes through all those lokas. There are physical lokas, different worlds are there. He comes through that to the earth in order to talk to Priyavrata. So he says that you have done so much of austerity, and look, Mahavishnu he gives him some pep talk actually. So when as soon as he comes, Priyavrata, Narada, Swayambhumanu, Ellaru Yadnitkondu, they show their reverence to him because he is the creator. Imagine, the creator himself has come. So he says that I understand, Priyavrata, you are a very knowledgeable person. You are doing this Brahma Satra to become to realize or to see Mahavishnu or to become very much, attached to Mahavishnu. But I must tell you that you are born as a man, and as man, every person, we have been given a body uh, to, perform certain responsibilities. During that, we have to experience birth, death, work, infatuation, fear, happiness, everything we have to experience. And we must understand that the man has got all the three gunas. Gunas, Prakriti, nature has given three types of gunas: Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Because of this gunas, every person performs his action, but he says that we are not free. We have to do. And because we have been given this body, it is not enough if we sit in one place and look at our own selfish motto and give up our responsibilities. No, it should not happen. Now, the world needs you. Therefore, you have to come. You have been given this body not only for this, but to do something else. But fear not. You are a person. Are you afraid that when you get into into this family life and all, your highest level of meditative ability or concentration is going to get diluted? No, it is not going to do that. It's not going to happen that way because you have already spent so many years in penance. You have already got evolved. So when you go out into the world, it's not going to affect you. See, spiritual knowledge, spiritual sadhana, or spiritual power or strength is something uh, which comes through lot of rigorous efforts and divine grace. So this person is already acquired. So he says, an enlightened man who has control over his six enemies, he should be, he should not be worried when he enters any place in this world, here or any other world. What are those six enemies? Desire, kama, anger, krodha, greed, lobha, mada is excessive arrogance, uh, then
Matsar.
kama, krodha, matsara, very good, jealousy. One more, moha, moha, attachment or delusion, ignorance, delusion because of I, mine, and all that. So whenever you have these six enemies, as long as you are in their control, then you should be worried. No, you are not. Then why worry? A king is worried of his enemies if he is not powerful, and if he feels that he is weak, he will not come out of his fort because outside there is enemy. But if he has made the enemies powerless, he has conquered them and he has shown his power, then he will not be afraid whether he is in the fort inside or outside. Likewise, for you, whether you stay in this world full of people with family, or you stay in the forest doing this contemplation, both should not affect you, Priyavrata, because you have already conquered them. And we need such leaders, such kings, who, with their spiritual ability, are able to bring a lot of moral and ethical values in the society, and therefore it becomes mandatory. Whoever wants to conquer should try to overcome. Even for others also, Brahma says, they should, who enters into the household life, they should try to conquer them step by step, remaining at home. Because, see, even in Bhagavad Gita, we have always this question coming from Arjuna. Is the sannyasa yoga good, or the bhakti yoga or householder's life is good? So there also Krishna says the same thing, that you face it. You have challenges. With every challenge, you will improve on yourself and staying there but not being attached, just like the leaf of the lotus, which lives in the water but Padma Patra Vimambasi, it doesn't get attached. Likewise, here also he says they should overcome them step by step, experiencing unprohibited enjoyments. ಇದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅನ್ಪ್ರಾಹಿಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there are certain things, no, like you have to enjoy dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Four things are to be enjoyed by, three things, dharma, artha, kama, by a householder within the limits. You should have fun with your family, you should have fun with your spouse, you should go out, you should enjoy, you should make money in the boundaries. So unprohibited enjoyments you should have with discrimination. When to enjoy, when not to enjoy, what should be the limits. That means in moderation, that's what it says. Enjoy everything in moderation. So when you try to bring moderation in those enjoyments, then you are using your buddhi, and only sattvika buddhi will discriminate. Only if the buddhi is evolved, it knows how to control your senses. Brahma also says the same thing, because this is before Bhagavad Gita. So he says with discrimination, and a king overcomes his powerful enemies remaining within the fortress, because he has shown them, he has weakened them, and you have already conquered. Therefore, you must come. That's what he says. And this is, as we have told, this is a conversation we are talking between Shuka and Parikshit. So he says, now Priyavrata agrees, and then he comes back, and then he marries a lady called Varishmati, daughter of Prajapati Vishwakarma. He marries Varishmati, and he gets 10 sons equal to him, and then one daughter. Daughter is named as Urjaswati. 10 sons and one daughter. All these 10 sons had synonyms of Agni, names of Agni. Important one is Agnidra. Agnidhara, Agnidra, Idma Idma Idhama Jihva, Yajnabahu, Mahavira, Hiranyaretas, Kritapratishtha, Gritaprishtha, Savana, Medhaditi, Vitihotra, and Kavi. I am referring to the translations given by Swami Tapasyananda of Ramakrishna Mission, for your information, because I am not an expert to translate from the Sanskrit verses. So I am going through the verses, but mainly the translations. So these were the 10 sons of this person, Yaro, Priyavrata, son of Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. Of these, Kavi, Mahavira, Savana, these people were devoted to the Atman from their childhood. So they leave the house and they go to the forest and continue. They adopted the way of Paramahamsas, just like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. Then he had another wife, name is not given. From her he had Uttama, Tamasa, and Rajavata. So they became Manus, actually. They also grew to that an extent. They continue as Manus. They go to the level of Swayambhu Manu. Now, this Priyavrata rules for 11 crores of years. He has ruled for 11 crores. Before he came also, he was there. And from the time of Uttamapada, he was there. So his lifespan must have been very, very, very long. 11 crore years he rules. Now, interesting part of Priyavrata's time is uh, he observes that sun, those days he says, the sun who circles the Mount Meru. Awagin those days, the belief was like that, and it is given. Actually, the planets go around the sun, but Bhagavad says the sun goes around the Mount Meru, and therefore half of the earth is bright. There are two, no, 6 months, ikade light bartade, another 6 months, the other part is bright. He observes that and he wants to know more, and thus it seems he, in order to overcome this handicap, Priyavrata thinks that he can make even night as broad as bright as daytime. Why should there be day and night? Let me go through and tell you. Sorry, I'm saying 6 months, day and night. Sorry, day and night. The earth rotates around the sun and gets day and night. So now he wants to know what it is, and he takes he circles around the Mount Meru. Mount Meru is described in Bhagavad Purana. It is not it connects the different worlds actually. Whether it physically existed, we don't know, but it has a reference even in Samudra Manthana, it is used, and others. But we don't know. Physically, we don't see. So he encircles that rapidly. He goes and he just gallops on the horse and circumambulates Pradakshina Haktane. And during that, no, 7 times he does it since. That means he goes around entire earth 7 times, thinking that sun is going and I will also go with the same speed. And it is documented that, of course, these are Puranas. During that journey, he creates the 7 continents on the earth. Dvipagalu. 7 continents aitala, 7 continents and 7 oceans were created because of Priyavrata's this galloping around this Mount Meru. Entire earth he goes. So that is what it is documented. He creates 7 continents. If you remember, whenever we do some puja and all, no, Jambudvipa anta ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Earth, India is called Jambudvipe. Jambudvipe, we are on that island. So he creates Jambudvipa, Palaksha Dvipa, Shalmali Dvipa, Kushadvipa, Kraunchadvipa, Shakadvipa, Pushkaradvipa. I try to correlate the names of whether our continents are correlating with these names. I could not find. If you want, if you can, please find out other the equivalent continents. What are the equivalent continents of these dvipas? I could not find. But one thing is that Jambudvipa is the Indian continent, which we are here, Asian continent. And probably Palaksha Dvipa is Lakshadvip. It correlates. And Shalmali Dvipa, they said it could be Iraq and Iran. Iraq and Iran. Others I could not find. So like that, he creates them. That is one of the important incidents in the time of Priyavrata. Now, after that, what happens is he gives, and the daughter is there, no? This daughter, Urjaswati, she gets married to Maharshi Shukra. Any idea on who is this Shukra? Shukracharya. And Priya, who is he? Anybody? We have come little bit. We have discussed, but not much. Actually, Shukracharya becomes the guru of Asuras. So Devayani is born to him. Devayani. Later, maybe we have more stories about that. So he gets his daughter married to very, very knowledgeable person, Shukracharya. So she gets married, and after ruling for so many years, then he decides to renunciate, and he goes for um, he ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು kingdom to his eldest son called Agnidra. Agnidra is his eldest son. Now, what about Agnidra? Is he as, see, very interestingly, every generation we need not be having the same qualities as the previous one. Priyavrata was extraordinarily spiritual. Now, middle generation, Agnidra, he's also good. He's not a bad person, but he is completely involved in worldly matters. So, but he's capable. So, Priyavrata, what he does is he has those 10 sons, ಅಲ್ಲ? ಅವರಿಗೆ he gives those three people become sannyasis. Other seven, each one gets one ದ್ವೀಪ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ದ್ವೀಪಕ್ಕೆ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ರಾಜ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಪ್ರಿಯವ್ರತ. Now, Agnidra, he is ruling over Jambudvipa, Indian continent. Then one day, desiring an offspring, no, he wants, he keeps worshipping in Mandara mountains. He's going into a deep state of meditation, but he doesn't want, again, he doesn't want him to become like Priyavrata. Anta Brahma sends one Apsara. Her name is Purva Chitti. Purva Chitti. ಹೆಸರು. Maja stories of Bhagavad Puran. So this Apsara, no, she comes very beautiful. This man is doing meditation, but in between he hears the sound of the anklets, and then he opens his eyes and he sees such a beautiful angel-like damsel looking right, standing right in front of him. ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಯಾರ್ ನೀವು ವಿಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬಿಂಗ್ well, some 10-15 shlokas describe how he offers his love to her. Who are you? Your face is like this, your the hair is like this, your body is like this, your skin is ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ can I get married to you ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Of course ಅಂತ she will get married to him. And unlike Priyavrata, this Agnidra, he will be completely involved in worldly life, enjoying with this Apsara, Purva Chitti. But he will take care of the people also. He is not a bad person, and he is not like that Vena, there are wicked person or with bad. No, he is not like that. His only thing is he is enjoying because he has been, because Brahma wants that also to happen in between. So Angidra gets 9 sons: Nabhi, Kimpurusha, Harivarsha, Ilavrita, Ramyaka, Hiranmaya, Kuru, Bhadrasva, Ketumala. He gets 9 sons from this Apsara. And all the sons, they get good, nice, handsome bodies because mother is so beautiful, great abilities. And they also occupy these different names. And then finally, this Angidra, just like anybody else, no, ordinary person, ಯಜ್ಞಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. And you remember we spoke, yajnas are done with a particular desire in mind. This man wants Swargaloka because Apsaras and all are there. He asks for Swargaloka, but finally, yes, he reaches them, and it seems he also reaches the realm of Pitruloka actually, rather than Swargaloka. He goes Pitruloka, and he lives there. That is his final destination. Now, story of Nabhi, his son. Priyavratan maga Angidra. Next comes Nabhi. Nabhi, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮತ್ತೆ spiritual. As I told you, see how nicely it comes. Even Swayambhu Manu also he was good, but not extraordinary. But then in his clan, look at Dhruva, look at Sati. So many people are extraordinary. So like that, Nabhi. And the third generation after Priyavrata. Priyavrata was extraordinary. And Angidra was okay. Family life, Grahastha Dharma, Kama, Kanchana, ella ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದವನು. Next is Nabhi. Nabhi, eldest son of Agnidra, he is also highly spiritual. Now what happens is he is desirous of son. He wants a son who is just like Sri Hari ante. He wants a son who is just like Mahavishnu. He does great this one. So these people, no, before that, he is married to daughter of Meru. Her name is Meru Devi. Nabhi, grandson of Priyavrata, is married to Meru Devi, and he performs yajna in invocation of Mahavishnu. Yajnas are done with particular Deva Devatas. Here he directly targets Mahavishnu. Great mantras. Whenever those days were Vedic times, yajnane ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ. It should be done at the proper time, at the proper age, with proper ingredients, calling appropriate priests who can be devoted and who have so much of power. These are all the prerequisites for conducting that yajna. So Nabhi takes care of that, and uh, it's called as Pravargya Yajna. There's some special yajna he performs. Idana ishtandu, so much of devotion he does, and with that, Vishnu Mahavishnu himself appears. He shows with his because in the end we have a lot of discussion about next generation. Until then, it is only the story. So Mahavishnu appears out of his love for, pleased by his devotion. During other yajnas, generally Vishnu does not come, it seems, as per Purana. Here, in special occasions, he has come. We have discussed previously also. Here he comes with all his adorable form. We have discussed, no, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, conch, discus, lotus, and the mace, and dressed in yellow cloth, golden yellow cloth, with the mala, with kaustuba, with Srivatsa mark, ornaments, all that very pleasant appearance of Mahavishnu. Actually, he lands there, just like Brahma. They see him. The minute they see him, all the Brahmanas, priests who are performing this yajna, they become very, very emotional. And see, they have come to help Nabhi. In return, they are getting they are seeing right in front of their eyes, they are getting darshan of Mahavishnu. So anybody, when we are discussing like this, suddenly if Mahavishnu comes, how we would all feel, isn't it? Maybe he may come online also, we never know. At least he may come. And what would we feel like that? So emotional. So they start almost in tears, and they say, "Oh Mahavishnu, we are so much involved in they want to now offer their prayers and talk to him." This is how they speak. We are so much involved in our worldly affairs because of gunas of Prakriti. Again, gunas of Prakriti, a sattvic person will be doing all the work related to noble work he will be doing. He'll be helping people. He'll be doing chanting, meditation, and he's clean, knowledgeable. He is a role model for others. That is Satvika Prakriti. Rajasika is always ambitious, always trying to, greed is there, and restlessness is there, anxiety is there, unsettled mind is there. But he knows something, some amount of knowledge is there. He is not ignorant. Tamasic is a person full of ignorance. He doesn't know that there is something beyond what is the purpose of life. No idea about that. He wastes his time completely enjoying his life and not trying to improve out of hard work, hard will, efforts. No. In fact, he doesn't even believe that there is some existence. Egoistic. All those are tamasic. So because of these three prakriti, we are immersed, because always we are, as we said in Bhagavad Gita class also, we are not within. We are working with our body and mind. Whatever the mind wants, whatever the body will listen, and it will keep doing. There is no inward reflection happening at any point of time. So much we are involved, until the end of life only we probably will come to know that I have wasted my time. So they say mostly we are involved, and therefore what happens is, if we are so much involved outside, Where is the connectivity with that consciousness within? If there is no connectivity, there is no understanding, jnana, wisdom. There is the whole purpose of spirituality is to get that wisdom, understanding about what is truth and what is maya, what is illusion. Illusion andre it is there, but it is not true. We need to go beyond that. We need to go towards the principle of whatever we are seeing outside. We need to understand that it is a supreme manifestation which is coming through everything, nama rupa. We have discussed that. So that understanding, how will it come when we are totally dragged into the world of into the world of me, mine, I, mine, ego, and all that. So you are above the descriptive powers of our minds. And we can't even describe you. You who is delighted. The priests are saying they know this, but they are saying that we are still not able to comprehend you. They appreciate Vishnu, that you are the one who is delighted when the devotees completely surrender to you and they become emotional and they become happy to see you than those devotees who perform the yajna and other ritualistic. So here again and again, Purana brings that point, saying that it is not enough if you do the ritualistic worship or any other activities. What is important is your mind should be completely surrendered. Mind should be completely devoted to him. And only then he will, he means, again, physics, if you talk, that consciousness or that quantum energy will reflect. It will reflect. So, but this is the condition that is required. So it says, it is without devotion. We know that even yajna is not. We are all doing yajnas. But please bestow your grace on us and make us show the best devotion to you. And so ಈ ತರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ they pardon us for having invoked you just for getting a son for Nabhi. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ? They would have been praying for to Vishnu to get a son, just like Hari. Hari ಅಂತ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, but then they just want to get a son. So we have such a small thing we wanted, but still we invoked you. What is the hidden meaning of this? If you remember, pardon us anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. Bhakti is of 4 types. Devotion, how should we pray God? Ideally, and ordinarily what we do is we pray God whenever we are in distress, when we are in misery, when we are suffering. God save me, get rid of this problem I'm going through some problem. That is one. Second thing is we are desirous of something. Here it comes, desirous of wealth, desirous of children, desirous of something, comforts. So that is the one. Third one is one who's curious to understand. God, I want to know. Jidnyasu. Artha, Artharthi, Jidnyasu, Jnani. 4 types of devotees are there. Krishna always has told in Bhagavad Gita. Like that he says. So third one is I want to know. Fourth one is Jnani. So Krishna says Jnani is one who has already understood, but still he keeps enjoying the bhakti. Jnani is a realized person who still prays God because he wants to enjoy the bliss of being with God. Here, this is called as the second one, Artharthi, or for wealth or for any comfort. It's also called as Hetu Bhakti. Hetu means you want something, so you're praying God. Krishna says, pray for the sake of prayer, because why we should not ask anything. He encourages us to show bhakti without asking anything. Just pray for the sake of bhakti. But anyway, this comes at a higher level. To reach that stage, first we should, whenever we are in distress, we should go to God rather than going here and there reading Google and all that. Alva, Google form enadru adre today's generation. Am I right, Mallikarjun? Am I right? Why
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
happening to where Google ತೆಗಿತೀವಿ?
They'll go to ChatGPT, ma'am.
ChatGPT, one more. So
New
new
second
generation goes into ChatGPT. Why am I
Yes.
feeling depressed? Maybe you have had this, maybe you have had that. ಅದು ಏನೇನೇನೇನೋ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ ಗೂಗಲ್, as
Yes,
if it is a great guru.
Yes,
ಅದೇನೇನೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದೆ. So we get lost for, you'll become worse than what you were. So
Yes, ma'am.
actually we should go to Krishna. In previous chapters they have told, whenever you have problem, don't ask people here and there, and we should also not ask others. because they themselves, nobody is perfect. They are themselves are not, they are not able to solve their own problems. Why should you go to them? So just go to God. So that is okay. That is a artha, arti, artha means whenever we are in trouble, we'll go to God. That is still okay. Arthartha is also okay because it will develop a bondage relationship so that we grow. And once we know that God is with me, God is with me, Andre, we will develop a stronger bondage and then we become jidnyasu, jnani, and all that. So here, the lower level, inferior type of bhakti is asking him something. Idu beka kodu devre, idu beka idu kodu devre. So we are going to him only when Sankata Bandaga Venkata Ramana. Whenever we want, we are going to him. Other days we don't go. So that they are saying, pardon us for having invoked you for such a small fulfillment as progeny. We are dull-witted and ignorant, and we did not go beyond this. We did not call you for liberation or something. So pardon us. But anyway, Vishnu is pleased, and he says, I am very much happy that you wanted me. You wanted someone like me. You have asked someone like me to be born as a son to Nabhi. But someone like me, I will not. I myself will come. I myself will take birth in Meru Devi, and I will be born as a son of this Nabhi, who is son of Agnidra. And this object of this incarnation, so this is his avatar now as Rishabha. So the object of this incarnation was to make the world know the ways of ascetic life. Endal ಬರ್ತದೆ. How an ascetic lives, totally unconcerned or indifferent to anything outside. Like they're called as, it's not just sannyasin, it's highest form of a sannyasin, and who wanders like a Digambara. So that is the form of Rishabha. Now, so we have finished Priyavrata, Agnidra, and Nabhi. Nabhi's son is uh, Rishabha. So Rishabha is born, and he has these marks of Vajra, Ankusha under his feet, and he has lot of qualities like equanimity, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, peace, non-attachment, splendor. It's a combination of so many activities. His father gave him the name of Rishabha because of all these qualities. And so Nabhi, once Rishabha grows up, he makes him the king and he leaves to the forest. Now Rishabha, he will carry out the life of a religious student. Gurukula Kogi Patakon. Though see, he is Vishnu, but he cannot behave like Vishnu. He has come as a human form. And he should be a role model. So he will go there and he will adopt the role of a householder. Rishabha's life is very interesting. First, he lives like a complete ideal householder. Then he lives like an sannyasin, and then he becomes the highest of that. That is something which we cannot believe. The words which they have told. So I will go through that. So he marries a girl called Jayanti, who is given to him by Indra. Indra's daughter. Indra gives him that girl because he deserves it. No, he's after all Mahavishnu, and he has 100 sons. Of them, the eldest one is Bharata, on whom this India, Bharata Khanda, it's named Bharata Varsha, is named after Bharata. So Bharata is son of Rishabha. And we will see interesting stories of Jada Bharata. Very interesting story. If you remember, I have told how he gets attached to the deer at the end of his life, and then he takes birth as a deer. So very interesting story. These are all highly spiritually, advanced people. So 100 sons he has. Eldest one is Bharata, and next to him there were 9 sons, and after that the 9 sons they have named, but I will go through the next 9. Okay, next to him, next to Bharata, 9 other sons were there, and remaining were 90. In that 90, Kavi, Hari, Antariksha, Pipalayana, Avirhotra, Drumila, Chamasa, and Karabhajana, they became great devotees and they become teachers of Bhakti cult. 11th Skanda, they are going to discuss. Now the remaining 81 of them, so the first 9 they continue as rulers, remain, and these people they again go as bhakti, advanced bhakti. Remaining 81 of them, they become the priests, brahmanas. So that is how they continue. Now, Rishabha is an ideal householder, grahastha. Householder is a person who gets married. There are 4 stages of a human life. Ashrama they are called as. Brahmacharya ashrama, grahastha ashrama, ವಾನಪ್ರಸ್ಥಾಶ್ರಮ, ಸನ್ಯಾಸಾಶ್ರಮ. ಈಗ householder, grihastha becomes successful. My Guruji has told, Swami Nirbhayananji Saraswati says, every ashrama has to be done perfectly, then the next ashrama follows. If you have not been a good person in Brahmacharya ashrama, you cannot be a successful householder. If you are not a good successful householder, you cannot be a good vanaprastha ashrama person. And same holds true for sannyas. Ideally, it should follow this. With time, no, the things have changed and we have to adapt to the existing norms. So brahmacharya ashram antandre those days. So here householder, before I come to householder, in briefly I will tell you. Brahmacharya ashrama, because Mallikarjuna is also there, it is a student life, young days as a student life, before marriage, adulthood. Lot of control of senses has to be done, so that you conserve that energy for accumulating knowledge and building up what is called as atma bala. If you see physiology also, the peak performance of all the visceral organs, external the body, is at its peak at 30. They say 30, 35, then it starts declining. So this time we have to conserve our energy by not yielding to other. This is the ideal one. It has been diluted, and today we are seeing lot of it is exactly the opposite way. Very few are actually following this. So that way, if you follow, then when you come to Grahastha Ashrama, which is a time for you to enjoy Dharma, Artha, Kama, then you will give 100% to that life. If you have exhausted your energy, or if your mind has got diverted, chaotic, then actually when you come to Grahastha Dharma, when you are supposed to take multiple responsibilities, what are the responsibilities of a householder? The first and foremost, for the wife it is the husband and the family. For the husband also it is a wife and the children and the senior generation, junior, his own self, he himself has to take care, his profession he has to take care, his children he has to take care, his parents he has to take care, his in-laws he has to take care, his relatives he has to take care. Then he has responsibility towards the society, community, building the country and humanity. So much of responsibility. All this comes if we have conserved our energy during our student life, our brahmacharya. Nothing but focus on gaining the knowledge and learning the SOP, standard procedures of Grastha Dharma, Vanaprastha Ashramas, and what am I supposed to do? You learn that at that time. And after that, you are going to implement that. And Grihastha is a building block and a very solid block for the society, because they earn money to give money to the students, to other ashramas. So this forms the bulk of the society, and they should. And how it should be done, Rishabha said. For us also as women, we also, we have a lot of responsibilities. If we have, most of us have done it properly, and therefore we are here listening to Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the mind would have gone elsewhere. But how we should conduct our householders' activity is, he teaches through his life that householder should perform his duty, but with no attachment. No attachment means not being ultra emotional. ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೇ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ, who will take care of the responsibilities, duties? So unattached. Unattached means not indifferent. You should give your 100%, but do not expect the results. And whatever comes, take it peacefully. That is unattachment. Be peaceful, be helpful, and this is how a householder should be. And householder's life, he says, is not for mere undisciplined enjoyments, but for the acquisition of dharma, wealth, good name, progeny, and spiritual attainment. In other words, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and also for the progeny. So he says this is the main purpose. How many of us are told actually now we have, at least I am finishing the Grahastha Dharma. I am about to get into Vanaprastha Ashrama very soon. But I wish that all this becomes a part of our regular teaching. When they get married, we should be telling this what you are supposed to do after you get married. Surprisingly, Naren also was asking me the same. Where are the guidelines for after good marriage? And Naren was asking, because nowadays it is so difficult in relationships. So he says, what should be done? The boy and the girl both should understand. Though mantras are chanted, and in some marriages nowadays they are explaining the meaning, but we should go beyond that, and we should tell them in the next 30 to 40 years, this is what you are supposed to do. And so with that, they're prepared and how they should go about it. And so this is what he says. And he adored the Supreme Being. He performed several yajnas. And as I said, he followed all the principles. Hmm? All the principles when the yajna has to be done. What are the ingredients? Which place I have to do? The faith with which he does, and the priests, the offerings, everything he used to follow to the T, because he was Mahavishnu as incarnation. And the purpose of his incarnation was to show idealism at all stages. Okay. And in this, one more important thing the Pauranics have told is, in this land under Rishabha's rule, everyone had sufficient to look upon. And even though even when, I mean, whatever they had, they were contented with, and they looked upon others' properties as non-existent. Andre, this is such a nice principle, because in Ramarajya probably this is the one. Others' property is not my property. Nan ದುಡ್ದದ್ದು nange. I should not have an eye on others. In fact, we should not have an eye on anything that we don't earn, except for the close family, husband, wife, husband, children agli, parents agli, relatives agli. This is a great lesson. Whatever we earn, we should be contented with that, not aim at anybody's else. If they give you that property, then it's your it's their blessing. Willingly, when they give, we need not refuse and say, I'm not going to take. No, that's not what we are saying. But you should not keep an eye on others possession. Why we keep an eye on when we compare? When somebody else has built up so many buildings and all, we also want, but we are not capable. Then we try to ask here and there, and we get angry when they don't give. Ishtu kodalva, ashtu kodalva anta, we start complaining. So this was not there. They were contented. Why? Such feelings will come only when they think that this is enough. Now, our major purpose is to look up to the Lord and love for great Lord. And He is the Supreme. He is the owner. Whatever little comfort I have, I should be contented with that. And I should be grateful to God that He has given me enough. If you remember, I had told you once in long back when I went to just like Mallikarjun, exactly when I was doing my PG, I went to one guru my friend had taken in the near Khanapur, it's called, near Dharwad. So he used Sridharananda Swamiji. He's no more. They have built a nice samadhi there, and very, very great realized soul. So he was asking me, you are coming for spirituality. Are you? I said, I'm not mentally, I'm not so comfortable. So I want to get into spiritual. Comfortable and Riyanike, spirituality is not for that. Why are you not happy? Are you not having food to eat? I said, enough I have. Do you have a house? I said, I have a big house. And do you have clothing? I have enough dresses. Then why are you worried? Worry andre you muruke irbeku. Beyond that, nothing. So these people probably said, I have enough to eat. I have enough clothes to wear. I have a great shelter. I need not say I should have 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom amenities. Yavadu beda. I'm happy with this shelter. Now my duty is to get into spiritual practices. So that was the prevailing society when Rishabha's ruled. Now, Rishabha, before he gets into Vanaprastha or Sannyasa, now he goes and addresses his people. Very interesting. and after that we wind up for the day. His sons, 100 sons, and the entire subjects on whom he is ruling, he calls them and he gives some tips. So we will go through that. About 10 of them are there. He says to everybody, this is how actually a king, a leader, head of the family actually has to address his subjects or his employees or his students. So he says, oh children, understand this body we have got is not for enjoyments like lower creatures. ಉಣ್ಣೋದು, ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮಲಗೋದು, sex ಮಾಡೋದು. It is not for that. Otherwise, we are compared to the lower animals. What is the difference between you and animals if we do only this? If you remember, in the previous session also, we discussed this. I think Prachina Barhige, in that context, if you do not utilize the body for higher things, then you are likely to take birth. In your next birth, you are likely to be born as an animal, anta, which the modern science condemns, because they say evolution cannot regress. But this theory holds true. Even if they are not born as animals proper with the body, they may be living animal like life, or they may be born in families where there is no spirituality absolutely. So they will be leading a life of a very low creature. ಬರೀ ಉಣ್ಣೋದು, ತಿನ್ನೋದು, ಆಳ್ಸಿತನ, murders, corruption, dishonesty, that is animal life only. So he says it should be enjoyed for observance of austerity. Austerity andre meditation, worship, make the mind pure by using your body and the mind. How do we make the mind pure? By using the body. Charity you can do, speak good words, empathy, compassion, serving others, not for selfish needs, but for selflessly. Idella madidre, this body can be utilized. This is the explanation I am giving. So he says, if you, and to get this kind of thought, get attached to holy men, just like Kapila, if you remember. Association of holy men will elevate. Association of worldly men will lead to deterioration. You choose what you want to do. And who are these holy men? Neatly he describes again, who are even sighted. Even andre, they think everybody as their own and on the same platform. And who are peaceful, unperturbed, sthita prajna, unperturbed, friendly to all, endowed with all good qualities, and they consider intense attraction to God as their noblest attainment to life. And the purpose of life is to develop that connect with God. That is what the holy people think. So, and they are contented, again he says, whatever they have to live. These are the holy people. Go get attached to these people. Who are the worldly people? Worldly people are those who always crave for gaining this, that, and all. And they're very much attached to women. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsanu ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, too much attachment ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. You should have disciplined kama, disciplined in that boundary. If you have no grahastha dharmadali to your wife, not beyond that, not fantasizing, not going against this thing, no, then it will be degradation. So he says, so long as so he says, man should make the main purpose of life is spiritual inquiry. He must ask about why I have come here, what should I do. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ meditation worship ನಿಂದ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. And so long as he works for selfish attainments, this will not take him, it will not elevate him. And as long as he is involved in that, he will never develop love towards Vasudeva. So that becomes an attachment. And he says, he talks about not the gantu. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೃದಯ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ ಪುಂಸಃ ಸ್ತ್ರಿಯಾ ಮಿಥುನಿ ಭಾವಮೇತಂ ತಯೋರ್ಮಿಥೋ ಹೃದಯ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ ಮಾಹುಹು. More he gets attached to women. Idu, I don't know, very strongly, particularly for men, they say, women, they mostly controlled senses are assumed in women by and large. So for man, even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Kama Kanchana, Striya Atra, The woman's attraction to a man is something which is very, very strong. That infatuation brings the knot of eye sense, ahankara ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಡಿನೋ he gets involved with the body. The minute the body ಅಂದ್ಕೂಡ್ಲೆ ನಾನು, ನಂದು, ನನ್ ಮನೆ, ನನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಈ ತರ mindness, I-ness will keep going. So try to follow that. Now, how to break this knot? ಹೃದಯ ಗ್ರಂಥಿ is not ಹೃದಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂಧಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಂತೆ. How to break that? Devotion to and service of an enlightened guru, renunciation. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಯೋಗ, same thing has come here. Equanimity, sukha dukhe, adveshta sarvabhutana, maitraha, karuna evacha, nirmamo, nirahankaraha, sama dukha sukha kshami. Equanimity, constant remembrance that suffering is there in any attainment. There is suffering. Anything suffering is inevitable. ಇದನ್ನ accept ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. Suffering ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಜೀವನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನು. And it is there here also and after ಅಂತಾನೆ. After ಅಂದ್ರೆ after death also. I don't know what exactly. Death andre next birth also and in between also. We have discussed that, no? There is another loka before we take birth into the next body. And we should reflect on that. Austerity, dedicate the works to me, surrender to me. Now, spiritual practice and dedicated action. These are the two things which will uplift a householder. Andre ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ meditation ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, worship him, remember him. Throughout the day, remember by offering whatever we do as his prasad, his work. Accept whatever comes as his prasad and surrender whatever you do to him, every action. So, and non-entertainment of animosity, no hatred, dveshave illa, cultivation of intense desire to get over me and myness, study scriptures, live in solitude. Ade ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, people are not around us and many times we also feel that, loneliness. Convert that loneliness into solitude. A solitude, this we must train our mind. ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದೂರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, husband is away, wife is away, I am all alone. Let's not worry. Let's use that time to contemplate. Let's use that time to read scriptures, not TV serials. Salpa nodbodu, we need not be away. In the boundary we can see. Bariyade nodudalla. Read scriptures. Develop interest for that. Celibacy mentally, physically. Celibacy andre controlled desires and control of senses, controlled sexual urge. That is brahmacharya, even in a householder's life. Restraint of speech antare. Maatu hengirbeku. Controlled speech. Actually silence. Mauni antane heltane Krishna. As much as possible, talk only when required. Otherwise control. So practice of samadhi, firmness, perseverance, discrimination. Ivannella madkondo in 2 point ide. What he says, this instruction, whatever I said is talking, these are not my words, whatever was here. These instructions should be given by father to a son. Practically ಆಗ್ತದ? Only when a father becomes spiritually enlightened. Many times there's opposition. Leave alone telling there's opposition. So father has to tell son, teacher has to tell to a disciple, king to a subject, if they wish to attain to my state or aspire my grace. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, spread it across whomever you meet. It should be done patiently without getting annoyed. This is something little contradictory to Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, don't tell this to people who are not interested. Here he is saying, it should be told patiently. Patience itkondu helri. Without getting annoyed, even when they are found unreceptive. Or ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಹೋದ್ರು, have patience. It will have an impact ಅಂತ ಇವಂದು. So, you should keep telling this. Ignorant men acquire objects with their intense desire and in mutual competition, they keep quarreling. Ignorance iddag ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದೇ, as we said, I want to build such a big building because I'm competing with him. When I don't get that, I start quarreling with my own people. ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Therefore, no wise person, idu ಒಂದು last, he says, no wise person who knows what is good for man. See, if you are wise, if you know and now you understand what is good, now you must not stop telling, as he said, teacher to disciple and all that. He says he cannot be called as a guru cannot be called as once guru if he's guru. ನಾನು ಗುರು ಆಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಶಿಷ್ಯಂದ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಗುರು. You are his relative, but you are not telling him you are not a relative. You are a mother, but you are not telling a child that you are not a mother. And husband should tell his wife. Husband should tell his wife. Mother should tell his children. Relative should tell another relative. Guru should tell. If he is seeing that that person is on the wrong path. Wrong path andre involved in the worldly matters, ignorant, competition, and all those qualities which are opposite. No equanimity, hatred, no friendliness, jealousy, having animosity. ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದ್ರೆ you should think that they are going in a wrong path and it is your responsibility to correct them ಅಂತ Rishabha ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Rishabha is Mahavishnu only. So he says, all of you, sir, without any reservations, Bharata, his eldest son is Bharata, and you have to respect the holy men ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ every minute you should bring Mahavishnu as the supreme being in your day-to-day activities. He says this and he winds up his sermon for all his subjects. So the lesson taken is company of holy men is required, scriptures are required. Apart from meditation, worshipping, reading, attending the sessions, whenever we get time, no, we should keep reading the scriptures, listening on YouTube also you can listen, meditation compulsorily, and having that thought of I and mine should not be there. And like what we discussed in Bhagavad Gita, no hatred, no jealousy, but have friendliness and compassion to those people. So what shall I say? Yeah. Actually, one more point I wanted to add to the last session. When people hate, I told that, but I want to emphasize because I reflected a little more after the session. They or we, whatever. There is a hidden trauma which makes them hate, which makes them speak bad. If they have hurt us, it is because they have some insecurity. They have some kind of trauma within their mind. So we should give margin for that. That doesn't mean every day you should keep taking abusive words. That is not what I'm saying. But sometimes they have hurt some. I mean, it's not a very severe thing. You should not keep that grudge within you because, or if you find that person whenever you meet, you can avoid, but understand that that is coming out of some trauma in their mind. So we have to give margin for that. And like Rishabha says now, if you can keep telling them, this is the way, this is the way. I have seen one of my friend, she had built one Kalyan Mandap. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, Indira knows. And next to that, of course, there was a wedding going on. And next to that, there was a house which they were getting disturbed. Not wedding. She was having a spiritual session, but that speaker was loud. The next door neighbor was calling and abusing her like anything. This lady is a very pious, quiet, realized person, almost realized. But that lady was abusing her. How dare you do this? How much it's disturbing. And she was using bad words also. I could hear that on the phone. But this lady, quietly she told, no, don't worry. We will correct. Next time I will not use you. The program was over. But the way she was handling her was exemplary because she had developed that much of patience. After she kept the phone, I asked her, you should have given her left and right, I said. She said, no, that lady already has a problem, some problem in her house. I know that very well. That makes her speak like that. And she was correct also. I will correct it. But the way she reacted was something which I cannot forget throughout my life. She was very peaceful, very calm. And she said, I understand that lady. She has gone through a lot of things in her life. I know her background. That's the reason she speaks like that. In spite of listening to abusive words, this lady. And of course, over a period of time, they became friends. That was a different story. So with that, we wind up for today's session. Any additions, any suggestions, any clarifications? Anybody? Indira, anything you want to add, Indira?
No, Pratibha.
Kavita, Padmini, Suvarchala, Kantavre, Mallikarjun, anything you want to add? Okay. Suvarchala, nothing for today?
Ma'am, two actually the two incidents are daily. It will be running in our home, ma'am. Actually, one is my mom with me and with my mom.
Mm.
She was totally involved in watching TV serials. So I used to say, you can read, no, you can read something, you can listen to some of the devotional songs or something like that. No, not at all. You go and sit, you only go and do that. Like she used to
Yeah.
do every time, ma'am, continuously in the I mean, from afternoon it will start until night. It will
Did you
go
change
on.
her? Did you
No,
change her?
ma'am. No, no,
No.
not.
You can every day you tell her. Every day you tell. And what you do is designate one time where you call her, let us chant Lalita Sahasranama. Only 10 shlok, 5 minutes. Don't make it too long. Just 2 shlokas you tell. And then you watch serial you tell. Do that. Don't give
Okay.
up. Do that. Don't give up. Because after Rishabha's Rishabha's sermon, no, I think we should do that. I also was wondering, how can we do that for people who are not? I told somebody, I think I should share this. I will just certain things will not let it not go on record.